smile, her eyes, her move, the way she touched the objects, the way she looked at people, the way she stood aside and just watched them like I would watch through the window people passing by. I felt like, at least I hoped, in that day I had found my soulmate. I hoped that she is probably my counterbalance. The one person who would understand me. The one person who is like me, and she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. She had she had to be this woman of a superhero, this untamed beauty, this gorgeous woman who just one is there to be freed, who stares in to this world like me and sometimes wonders where we are going, what this life is about, and what we are supposed to be, just like like she was not part of it, just like she was floating on the surface like me and has given up to helm, has given up to steer her way out of the torrent which is inevitably dragging her towards a fall. And this was Rosa. I hoped that she was like this. I sincerely believed she was like that. And I watched her. I watched her in awe. I watched this beauty I had not seen before. It was like waking up from a deep dream, like I had become a man, but later that this beautiful girl, this beautiful woman was around me all along, but I had never seen her beauty. I was never aware of it. And I watched her carefully, but she did not recognize me. She did not even smile. And I kept wondering how she would be like, how she would share her smile with me, how it would mean, or what it would mean to me when she would just look at me for a moment, would see me, and I would see her eyes lightly flashing up the moment she sees me, that she feels joy, but she tries to hold her back. She's cautious. She's wary. She doesn't do it with everybody. She's not like those people who just share their politeness and friendliness with anybody. She is this woman who has a secret smile, and this secret smile is unique, not meant for everybody and not meant to be understood by everybody. And she only shares them with special people, with people who mean something to her, a smile which comes from the depth of her heart, which gives her in her face a gleaming appearance, and which makes her the more charming, the more seductive, and which flashes these beautiful eyes, and I feel nothing more to hold her and kiss these beautiful lips and want her to recognize me, want these eyes to play in harmony with her beautiful lips just for the sake of a smile. And I want her to be just mine, to be there for me. And maybe she can say those magic words that she loved me. But Rosa left the supermarket. She did not look back. She did not recognize me. I was nobody. At least I thought that about myself half of my life. I had dreamed of becoming a superhero. I felt old. I felt worn out. I felt like someone who has been dreaming a stupid dream, but only recently has become aware that his dreams lead to nowhere, that all his hopes in life is for nothing. I felt a pain in my heart. I felt like a stupid boy who does it again, who again follows something that is unreachable. I didn't. I looked after Rosa while she left, while she went to somewhere, to a goal, maybe back to her home, maybe back to her mundane, boring life. I watched her closely, and I wondered, what does this mean? I wondered whether I may be asking for something. I wondered whether I need someone desperately now because of my dreams, because of my crushed hopes, my dreams. I wondered whether I am running into a maze again, whether I make a fool of myself again. But, but I saw this beautiful creature moving away from me, moving away from my gravity, from my eyes, from my perception, and I could not take off my eyes from her, from this beauty. I still imagined her lips, these beautiful eyes, this hair, this dark, beautiful hair. I wanted to touch. I imagined her hand, these hands which are gently touching goods, which were gently touching goods in the supermarket. How it would feel like if she would swipe all my face, all my body. How it would feel like if she would just hold me, and then look at me, just me, and she would have just me to look at, and she would give me a feeling that I matter, I alone, I stand alone in this world, and nothing else is important. How it would be feel like? Would I become a superhero? Would I be this superhero I dreamed about in the eyes of this beautiful woman, in the eyes of this beautiful dark sea? And occasionally I would see the light from the lighthouse, and it would flash through, and it would splash my world. It would be a flickering which would come and go, and which would inside me a deep craving after her for this. On that day I went home. Something changed of me. Before that, I had never thought about the prospect of living together with someone. I had never thought about. I had no space in my life, at least. This is what I thought about, that in this big house which my parents left me, that there is no space for someone else. Of course, I feared deeply that I would be ridiculed. Of course, I had this fear that my desire to become a superhero, or my want and my belief that I would be special, that this would be ridiculed, that those beautiful eyes, which can can conjure magic, which can incite deep passion, that these beautiful eyes would look at me in ridicule. I was afraid of this case, but then more and more I thought about the possibility. What if I could share my world with someone? What if I could just live with someone? And I felt a deep warmth and pleasure towards this thought, this imagination to have someone, not to be alone. And I think this was the first time I realized that my home and the place I was living was empty. It was devoid of life, and all these rooms in which I tried to pack an action figure, all these rooms which I had never taken off, taken in, and conquered, that all these rooms which were still the rooms of my parents, that maybe I could fill this home with life. And I had a thought, it somehow struck me that these walls, these homes would be left without a sign of life, without, like they would be judges of all those peoples who live there, all these peoples who have written themselves in these wars, in these moments, through good and bad. I imagined how many people have lived there before my parents, how many people felt love, joy in these wars, or sadness, were mourning. But all these peoples, they left a sign of life. They left a sign that once here, someone lived here, that these walls were vivid, were special. And I wondered what would I leave back? Probably only action figures who would probably tell to people that a little boy lived here who never really grew up, who chased stupid dreams, someone pitiful, someone who never found love, someone who chased after empty dreams and never dared to live, never really got an adventure. I thought about how it would be like to having a woman around, having her around 24/7, and this was severe because more and more my joy faded. I was scared because I didn't know what would I talk about with someone. I tried to recall the longest conversation I ever had with someone. I thought about it. I thought about it a great deal, but I could not come up with anything else than 1 minute. At least this is what I thought. I never had with someone a deep conversation longer than 1 minute. Most of my life I only listened. I listened in school. I listened at home. I was most of my life a listener. I was most of my life passive. I did not utter my voice. I even would imagine how I would look like, whether all these words would fit me when I would speak about a deeper meaning of life, a deeper meaning of God and the world. How would I appear? Would I be still considered a stupid boy, or is an adult speaking there? Would people see the adult who is behind it, who has dreams that go beyond just being an action figure, dreams that go beyond just seeking adventure somewhere in the distance. But then I thought about the fact, what do adults talk about? I didn't know. We did not have much visitors. My